Davos at the World Economic Forum 2026, where global leaders are talking on critical conversations, whether it's to do with policy, geopolitical issues, health, AI, and so much more. I come across somebody who's working on the science of time. He's been in the corporate sector for over 20 years. He's also practices, in fact, he's a homeopathic doctor. But along with all that, he's been practicing the science of time, which is astrology, since the last 28 years. So let me introduce, I have with me Pandit Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Srivastava ji. Thank you so much. Namaste. हम यहाँ Davos में मिल रहे हैं, अलग जगह है, but conversation भी थोड़ी अलग है, but also important conversation. And I must tell you here that a lot of predictions, Sanjeev ji predicts on Twitter, about 95% of them have turned out to be true. Whether it recently was, of course, Operation Sindoor, he predicted when the COVID virus, when that would finish. He's also spoken about the Ram Mandir in 2018, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So let's talk about Davos. I think the first question, what brings you here to Davos, Dr. Sanjeev?
First of all, thank you so much, Ambika ji, for inviting me on this session. At Davos, you have all the leaders here, from across the world. And they are discussing important issues, policy issues. So my friends invited me here so I can be with these leaders and, know about what is going on and how the science of time can, can help these leaders. Basically, the science of time, if you take care of the time in your whatever work you are doing, it enhances your work much higher. It gives you the productivity much higher.
Okay, so Davos, the World Economic Forum, has been happening here since 1971. So according to the planetary movements, what makes Davos the decision-making hub?
Yeah, it was a very good question. So basically, the time of Davos is where the Capricorn energy is very high. So the Capricorn is made for transformation, the leadership. So at this time, all the world leaders come together and take policy decisions or important decisions for the country and the world. So that energy and the alignment here in Davos perfectly aligned for this kind of...
So which planetary, if I can ask you, which planetary alignments will shape the mood of the leaders here, the decision makers?
See, basically, a very good question. See, the 2026, a very rare alignment of slow-moving planets like Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, all are moving in. And, Saturn entering into Aries, after so many years, that will reset the mood of the, the leaders, the country, the geopolitical situations. So you will see a lot of transformation, a lot of big decisions happening in possibly February, March, this period, April.
So since beginning of the year 2026, do you suggest that the stars, does it suggest optimism or caution?
Both, I would say,
Okay.
because see, later part Jupiter is coming into the Jupiter energy will coming into play. So that is more of an expansion and wisdom and spirituality and positivity in all the aspects of the life. But this period, especially February March period, lot of planets are coming into the rare alignments.
Okay.
In one of. So that makes little caution of that as well.
Okay.
And every country has. I would say different kind of chart. So how India will progress, that depends on India chart as well as the PMs, whosoever is leading the country. So and similar for other US or other countries. So
what about this whole geopolitical tension which we see?
Yeah.
You had also predicted about the war earlier.
Yes. So Russia-Ukraine war,
yes,
exact date I have predicted 24 January 2022.
So when can we expect a more peaceful world?
That is a good question. Actually, I am also trying to look for that answer, but somehow the chart is not showing that.
So it's nowhere in the...
So yeah, I would say next 3 years will be very transformative, very unpredictable. So you will see that, this treaty is happening, peace is happening between Russia and Ukraine. Somehow maybe if it happens, first of all, the chances are less. Even if it happens, how long it will survive. And then, the Greenland, while Trump, president of US, speaking 2 hours back, I did one Twitter prediction that he will take on the Greenland this year. Either before the March period or August to December period, Greenland, he will do whatever he, ways he has. He will...
And he spoke about.
Yeah, he spoke about that also. So the timeline I have just tweeted.
Okay, great. Okay, if I can ask you, talking about India's role when it comes to AI, technology, sustainable growth, what is your take on that?
Yeah, yeah. So India growth picture is very good. In fact, next 15 years is totally up. You know, 10 to 15 years is totally up. In fact, I would say that these 5 years, you know, from 25 to 30 will play a critical role in India's growth, especially under the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. It is going to rise 26, 27, 28. There might be some challenges and obstacles like, you know, Pakistan, east of Pakistan, West Pakistan, but we'll all deal very carefully, very cautiously, and we have a growth story. And I have also predicted that in the next 15 to 20 years, you know, everyone like put a visa line for US, we will have the visa line for India.
So really good to hear that. But when you're saying next 15 years growth story, as of if I can specifically ask you, can India become the number third or number, you know, and the number economy? And if yes, by
World
when?
economy top 3. Yes, before 2028, I see it will be like 28 or 28. Before end of 2028, India will achieve the a status of third world economy. Basically, that is what I see
Okay,
as per the
I have
stars.
to ask you this question, another question from the Indian perspective. We're sitting here at the India House here
Yes.
at Davos. How much of the planetary transits influence decision making by world leaders? And I can specifically, if I want to ask you about our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes, yes. See, transits are, I would say, they are delivery boys. What are the time, especially on the timeline like Mahadasha, Antar and Pratyantar, what is going on? So as per, I see our Prime Minister time is coming very good. You know, very, very. His Rahu Mahadasha, which is coming this, you know, year, would change the whole paradigm basically, you know. So I would say, you know, our Prime Minister growth story or the, you know, the kind of things he are doing, it will continue. It is not going to end in 2030. I see very growth and powerful years of our Prime Minister for next 10 years.
Great. Okay, so that's another prediction. Lastly, I want to ask you, when we talk about the growth of a country, how do you think we can optimize the energy of planets so that one can achieve success and happiness in their life? This is
Very
I'm talking
nice.
about global world peace and happiness.
See, I would say the individual energy goes to the whole consciousness of the planet as well as the country. So if we as an individual are positive, doing our you know, service to humanity, doing our meditation, you know, so individual should vibrate. If individual is vibrating, that vibrates the whole, you know, the whole country basically. So I would say if people see themselves and align with the goals of the country in the path of spirituality, in the path of working and giving honest and giving their 100%, the growth of the country and the peace can be achieved. Although there are many turmoils from now till 2030, but I would say if you have an inner peace, outer peace can be achieved easily.
Okay, well, it's really been a pleasure to meet you here all the way, you know, far from India at Davos. But thank you so much for speaking with NDTV.
Thank you so much for inviting. Thank you. Thank you.